If you are an artist or a creative who is either self-employed or moving towards being self-employed, or even just trying to take your work more seriously, you might be hitting a place of overwhelm. I was just talking to a few different people about this, and it's so familiar to me. There's a way in which it's hard to prioritize what needs to be done first. There seems like a lot of different things to be done. And how do you get it, especially if you're working in a number of different projects, how do you prioritize it? So I want to give you a little framework to work with today, and it's about splitting these into two big categories, and then within these categories, there's a few other divisions. So there's the major focus category, and there's the light, we're just going to call it the lighter focus. Major focus might be the deep creative work that you do that is what you think of as making art, right? Or making your work. It's where you're really focused on engaging the creative process, throwing the paint around, making the sculpture, making the music, whatever it is, it's the deep stuff. But also in a major focus area is can be the business of art. You have to use a focused kind of brain for that. And there's also the production of art. And this is one that can go back and forth. My mother used to talk about, she's a painter, she used to talk about priming the canvas as a way of moving into the creative work. But for me as a sculptor, there's a whole lot of production things that are like glazing pots, getting things into the kiln, grinding things, sculpture that needs to be dealt with in various ways. So the production may be a big thing, it may be a smaller thing, but it does require a lot of focus. And the business does, and the deep creative work does. So those three all need to have the kind of time where your mind is really able to focus. And that's not all day. And it's not like, you know, you can do it for a stretch at a time, but then you need to have a break. Your body, your mind can't maintain that at all times, right? On the other side is the lighter stuff. And that may be priming the canvas, right? There may be some of the production stuff in there, but it also is vacuuming and driving and walking in the woods, where your mind can wander, right? And if you're engaged in your creative process on a regular basis, inviting that space, inviting that creative play into your daily life can be really inspiring and feed and nourish the parts, the times when you really have to focus. Right, so they play back and forth. The wander is very important to the creative work. The other thing that might be important for you, I don't know that everybody has this, is the kind of relaxed time where you're doing some kind of repetitive work involved in your work, right? Something that you can do without having to be thinking so deeply. It's an easy, redundant process that feels nourishing, and you can do that while you're watching something, or while you're listening to something, or while you're engaged with somebody else, right? It doesn't have to have your entire attention, but it can still be part of what is your creative juice. So there's the lighter stuff that has a lighter touch about your mind moving, and there's the more intensive focused practice. You need both sides. So as you're starting to think about how to prioritize, break it down. Think about the times of day when you can do this kind of work, and times of day you can do that kind of work, and block it out a little bit. All right. Hope this is helpful. I will talk to you soon. Please leave a message for me, ask a question. I would love to have a chance to engage your questions. All right. Talk to you soon.